maghahatid sa inyo ng mga impormasyong hopefully may katuturan. Today's video is I would love to share to you how I applied student visa here in Australia. But before that, please allow me to share to you how I found out applying student visa here. I would love to mention these two friends of mine, Janelle Humauas and Grace Love Chua, who are also here in Australia now, and I'm so glad because we sometimes see each other and share our experience as well. So this is the story. One day back in the Philippines, one day when we were still in the Philippines, my friend Janelle, he texted me. He said, "Hey Jane, do you know that Grace Love and Christian Chua is here in Metro Manila?" For me, I was like, wow, that was great because they were just in Mindanao and then suddenly they're going to Australia. So we went to see them. Actually, we went to see Grace first because Christian was not there at the moment. So we saw her, we asked her how she applied, what documents, how much she spent. So we were listening, she gave us an idea, this is what you do, this is what she did. I jotted down, and then the following day I called my mom. And my mom was just quiet, she was just listening. And then suddenly I asked her,
"So, are we doing this together?"
yes, it's gonna be together because I can't afford to come here by my own. So I asked my mom so she can help me as well, especially in finances, because during the time I was like,
Where in the world am I gonna get that amount of money?
So yes, my mom said, okay, I know about that, I've heard about that, so yeah, why don't you try as well? And the rest was history. So for this video, I would love to emphasize that this process was the process that I did that time. Now, every year, Australia immigration requirements changes. I've heard right now, and my cousin and my sister-in-law's experience, what I know is about their application was they didn't submitted show money and IELTS, PTE, or English exam as you call. So they didn't need that anymore. But during my time, I had that as my requirements. So let's start with the documents, the process, and how much I spent. First, I researched about Australia, where I'm going to stay, which school, but because I knew that my friends were staying in Sydney and I was too scared to start without knowing anyone, so I've also decided to stay and study in Sydney. I was like, I'm not going to stay or start in a city where I don't know anyone. So that's why I've lived in Sydney for more than 7 years before I moved here in Victoria. And I was so grateful because I didn't actually... I'm thinking, how am I gonna say this? I'm also grateful because I have friends already who were in Sydney that time, so it wasn't really hard. They helped me how to start, they helped me find a place where I can live, and they also helped me find a job. So let's proceed. First, what I did, I used the same agent my friends used because I was thinking, alright, this agent is not scam or they are illegal. So yeah, I've the same agent before, same as my friends, and this is what they asked me. First, they asked me to submit a resume because that resume is very important. That's where they can help you what type of course and how they're gonna process your visa so you'll be approved by the immigration. Next, I also prepared my passport, and then while waiting for my passport to be released, I've also reviewed IELTS because during that time it was a requirement to have an IELTS. Next, once I got all the results, I submitted all the documents, including the transcript of record, passport, IELTS results, what else? The business permits and show money, because during my time, show money was still a requirement, which was very hard because, come on, that time, more than 1 million was already a lot. But what I know this time, there is no more show money and no more PTE or IELTS examination requirements. The reason why I know all about this, because my sister-in-law and my cousin, they didn't go through with all this process, or they didn't submitted any PT or any English exams and show money requirements. While also completing that, the agent also gave me an options of different schools in Sydney during that time, because you have the options to choose which school, because there are some schools that are expensive, there are also schools that are cheaper. So of course I chose a cheaper school. But I think I should have chosen the expensive one, because that will also help me get my permanent residency in the future. Once you've already applied to the school and the school will accept you, then they will give you a letter stating that I can already enroll, and I already paid for my enrollment tuition fee, which was that time 110 pesos. So, but that's not the whole tuition fee, that's only the partial, because I can only afford the partial payment during the time. And I think that's also the practical way. After I enrolled, they already, or the school already gave me a confirmation of enrollment. So confirmation of enrollment, or COE, that's also another requirement for the immigration if you're going to submit your application. After I paid my tuition fee, I also chose which OHSC I will avail, which was during the time I availed the NIB. And then I also needed a GT. My agent helped me about a genuine temporary entrance letter. So they're the one who helped me with that. That's very important, because the immigration officer will base on how you are going to be serious in applying and what's your purpose why you applied student visa in Australia, because the Australian government doesn't want you to be a burden to their country. By the way, that didn't happen for a day, okay? It took me, I think, 2 months, I think, or more than a month. I forgot already. It's already 7 years ago. So it took me, I think, more than a month to process all of that. And then once it was completed, they've already submitted all the documents and requirements to the immigration. And I think that time I again paid. After I lodged my application, the immigration after I think 2 weeks or a week. After a week, they send a request letter, a compulsory letter to go to a designated center or a hospital where you can do the health check, because that's very important. The immigration will check your health. The Australian government wants to know if you are healthy and you won't be a burden to their government. So yeah, so there's only a particular place where you can go. You can't just go to the health centers or any expensive hospitals. They have a specific affiliated centers where you can do a health check. So that's where I think I went to. As far as I can remember, I went to the Makati branch. So yeah, so I did the check. They took a blood sample. They also did a chest x-ray. And then So they won't give you the result. They will submit straight away to the immigration. And then once the immigration officer got my result, they already decided if I will be approved or if my application was approved. And then, yeah, so this what happened. I was at work that time, and then my agent called me and he was like, Angel, I have another issue that you need to fix. And I was like about to cry because it was not an easy process. You know, you get stressed, you will be stressed to your agents. Sometimes you'll have an argument like, how come you only asked for this and now you're gonna ask again, blah blah blah. But of course the agent will really do that to make sure you approve, your visa will be approved. So my advice is just don't argue with them or to your agent because they know what they're doing. Just trust them. But of course, as applicants, we really want to assure everything is fine. So both ways, the agent also understands. So yeah, so he called me and he said, Angel, there's another thing you need to do. It's about your passport and everything. I was like, what's wrong with my passport? I've already finished it and I've already given it to you, blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, because there's a problem with your passport and you need to come here in the office. And I was like, oh my god, this is really serious. And then he said, yeah, because your visa was already approved. And I was like, really? I was at the office that time, and from my workmates, nobody knew except for my husband right now. So except him, he knew all about it, that I applied here in Australia, but I didn't told anyone else at work because I don't want them to know and then found out that my visa was not approved. So anyway, so yeah, and then he said, yeah, you gotta go here at the office because your visa was approved. And I yell inside the office and everyone outside, because I worked that time in a very huge kitchen, and everyone outside was looking. I was like, they were like, what's wrong with Angel? Why did she yell? Or, you know. So when everyone asked, I was not ashamed anymore. So I told them, well, I got approved. I mean, my student visa was approved and they were happy for me, and the rest was history. So yes, if you have further questions how I did it, like the really detailed, but I'm telling you, for me, I think this is the best time you're going to apply student visa here in Australia. First, because of the COVID, the Australian government the Australian economy is so down, so they're gonna need more students, because students, they earn billions. Imagine, that's a lot of money. So for me, this is the best time to apply for student visa. And if you need an agent, or if you are going to ask me about where to find a legal or not a scam agent, for me, my advice, better find or use an agent that's from Australia. You know why? Because there's no big fees that you're going to pay, not like in Philippines. The agents in the Philippines, before I paid what's this, signing of contract, $30,000 I think, or $20,000 to $30,000. I already forgot, but around that. And then once my visa was approved, I again paid for $80,000. Sorry, not dollars, peso. I also paid 80,000 pesos. So you know what I mean? But here in Australia, I think you're just going to pay $500 to $1,000. So if you're gonna convert that, I'm not sure. So around, I think around 25 to 30,000 pesos. So that's the only thing you're going to pay, because you know what, the schools, they also pay your agents of bringing students to their school, so something like that. Yes. So yeah, and if you want to ask me which agents that are reliable or legal, I am going to comment down below, and then yeah, just email them, and I would love to share to you or promote this agency, Amis Group. My sister-in-law and my cousin has been with them, and they've really been a great or good help to us. They're Filipinos, so you can speak Tagalog with them. So yeah, so actually they have a free virtual education expo 2020 this coming November 23 to 27. It's a webinar registration. Going to include the link down below so you can check what time, because they have different times for their webinar, and the topic is about Amis Virtual Education Expo 2020. So this is going to be a big help. Also, if you open the link, you will be able to register your name, your email address, and then yeah. So I hope I will be able to help you, and yeah, and then just register once you open the website or the link that I'm gonna include down below. I hope I am able to help you, and hope to see you here in Australia. I'm telling you, for me, this is a best place to stay. It's great to have a family as well here. I mean, start your own family. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice here. It's so pleasing. People are lovely. If you have other questions, or if you want me to give you an advice where to live, what to do, things that you need to do, please comment down below. I would really love to help you, because it's not really easy to go here or to go abroad. I mean, especially if you don't know anyone. So yeah, I would really love to help you. Anyway, again, it's me, your Mimo Angel. I hope I am able to help you and give you information about applying student visa. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please click the bell button as well, so every time I have new topics or new vlogs, you will be notified straight away. And I hope to my future vlogs I will be able to help you as well. And if you want me to tackle a topic, or you know, particular topic, please comment down below as well. I'm gonna figure out, and I would love to share it to you as well. Again, I've been here more than 7 years. I think that's already long enough for me to know things around here. And yeah, or if you want me to check some schools, particular schools, if you want me to call a particular school, just ask me, or you can message me through my messenger, which is my Facebook account, by the way, is Teresa Angel Malina Valles. I'm gonna write that down as well in the bottom. No, here pala. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and God bless.